Hey guys, it's Dill here and welcome to the channel, and please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. So today guys, I'm actually very ill. I have a terrible migraine. I can't possibly get on camera, so that is why I'm doing this style of video today, but I hope you enjoy it. All very well researched, if I do say so myself. Okay, so let's get into it. The headlines today are: there is a 16 billion black hole in the budget, meaning that the government cannot stay on target for their so-called alleged deficit reduction. So this black hole of the tune of £16 billion has been blamed on the shortfall on the failure of tax returns to come back in at an expected level. Now this paper was actually leaked. It wasn't given to the media. It was leaked. It was a top secret paper. It was marked sensitive, but it has been leaked. Thank God. Now, this is an utter disgrace. It's an utter disgrace because our citizens, are living in terrible austerity. We're living in terrible conditions right now. We are facing some of the most harsh government cuts. We have been facing the cost of this. We have been under siege and persecution. But yet, there is this deficit and there's a black hole. So where the hell has £16 billion gone to? It's an absolute disgrace. This money is unaccounted for and nobody knows where it's gone. Now, since the Tories have been in power, we have faced some of the toughest austerity measures ever. Now, let me just name a few things that I have seen that have affected so many people. We have the bedroom tax, which has forced and made many people homeless. Now, the bedroom tax makes anybody with a spare bedroom have to pay a tax on that, or move out or downsize to a smaller property. And while I'm not against people downsizing in council homes for other people with bigger families, I am against the bedroom tax. People with a spare bedroom shouldn't be made to move like that. I can understand 2 or 3 spare bedrooms, but 1 spare bedroom, it's not right. Many people have been forced into debt by this. Now, free school dinners have also been cut. David Cameron and the Tories promised that free school dinners would not be cut, and now you have to be on benefits to be eligible for free school dinners, and this has seen many schools suffer. We have also seen the Tories absolutely have an assault on free dental care for children. Yes, braces no longer come under the NHS. Yes, we are going back to the bad teeth British stereotypes. Braces no longer come under the NHS. This little rule has not been spoken about. If your child needs braces, their teeth have to be, inches and inches outside of their mouth and classed as basically freakish looking to be able to get braces. Now, if you don't know, braces are very, very expensive. We've also seen a cut in carers allowance. We have also seen unprecedented sanctions. So many people being sanctioned for nothing. Apparently they missed an appointment, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Sanctioned for nothing. It's a cheap way and dirty way of cost cutting from people. We have seen so many cuts. We have seen cuts to mental health. There's crazy people, there's people with mental health issues everywhere on the street, and now they're being forced to go into A&E. I live upstairs a man with paranoid schizophrenia and psychosis who was targeting me and my family for a number of times, but yet nothing has been done. Take a walk in Brixton and you see it. People are crazy and the government's not doing anything about it. We have also seen massive, massive cuts into legal aid. Legal aid no longer covers many, many legal issues. So the poorest people are not eligible for legal aid anymore. We've also seen cuts to the child support agency. And do you remember the government's pledge? 30 hours of free childcare for everybody. Well, that hasn't happened. It was a disgusting lie. It has not happened. Guys, the 15 hours of free childcare that we all used to be eligible for for 3-year-olds and under, well, guess what? That has been scrapped, and now you have to be on benefits or earning under £16,000 a year. Now, this 15 hours free childcare used to help people like me when my son was little. I was earning maybe £19,000. Now, if you're over £16,000 a year, you are not eligible for this. Now, I have a friend, she pays over £1,000 in childcare fees. She earns £18,000 a year. How is she supposed to survive? This has been cut. It's taken away from her. The Tories have lied. They said they would support free childcare and they have lied about it. They have taken U-turns on childcare and free school dinners. Also, guys, primary schools are being cut at an unprecedented rate. They're being turned into academies for private funding. It is terrible. Disability allowance has been cut. People who are in wheelchairs, who can't move their hands, who communicate through blinking, are being told to go to the job centre to update their skills when they cannot move and they can barely speak. This is the kind of austerity we are living in. And these fuckers got voted in because people believed the propaganda of people on benefits living like kings and queens. You had all the propaganda about people on benefits living off 30 grand a year, and it was propaganda. And now look what we're left with. It's ridiculous. £3,000 a year to £9,000 a year. Yes, what a dramatic increase. University bill has quadrupled. It is no longer affordable to go to university in a very similar American style system. University is becoming something for the elitists and the elitists only. Elites in America, there's scholarships. Here, there's no scholarships. So student fees have skyrocketed. The Tories have fucked us all over. And guess what, guys? In 2015, the Tories got to pay, the MPs got a pay rise from £67,000 a year, which if I do say myself is a lot of money. So it was £67,060 is how much the salary was in 2015, and they got a 10% increase to £74,000 a year. And then this year, February 2016, they got a 1.3% rise of £962 per year, despite voting for public sector wages to not rise and be capped at 1% until 2019. I kid you not, so while they voted for everyone else in the public sector to not be allowed for their wages to rise, they got a 1.3% increase. It's a disgrace. Now, this is going to shock you. In 2014, these slimy fuckers, they racked up an expenses bill of £103 million. Oh, yes. Now, guys, if you don't know this, then you need to know. There are only 650 MPs, and that is over 1.5 million per MP each year. Yes, I kid you not. These second homes, because, guys, they don't have to pay for their travel. They get their mortgage paid, they get their rent paid, they get their summer house paid for, they get their lunches paid for. So the salary they get is just for them to piss up the wall. I kid you not. So while we are struggling, living in this horrible austerity, they are living life. Now, just to go over some more cuts, when you're on benefits, you used to be able to get a half-price Oyster card in London, half-price transport. That's now changed. You have to be on benefits for more than 3 months before you can even be eligible for that. Also, we haven't talked about the housing benefit cap. The housing benefit cap, which is forcing many people out of London and to Wales and to Margate, and there's nothing wrong with these places. But the fact is, the housing benefit cap does not reflect modern rents. The government are refusing to build affordable housing, so we are struggling private rented in this quagmire. So you make thousands of people try and get a council home, but there isn't the council homes to go around, because since Thatcher days the government just haven't built. Land is being sold off left, right and centre, not to the government. They're not building council homes. What are they building? Private flats for foreign investments and for people who live off the bank of mum and daddy. And I'm not against those people. I'm saying, lucky you that mummy and daddy have money. What about the rest of us who are sitting in our own shit, not knowing what to do? If you didn't buy 20 years ago or even 10 years ago, you are fucked. How are these young people going to even get on the property ladder? I personally have no chance of even dreaming of buying somewhere unless I go way up north. And I don't have a problem in the north of England, but when you've been living somewhere your whole life, you know, moving's rather daunting. So, the government is fucking us over once again. And we have to ask, where has this money gone? This budget and the budget deficit, a black hole. So you're telling me that Phillip Hammond, the Chancellor, and just to put it out there, guys, Phillip Hammond is homophobic. He does not like gay people. He refused to have the gay flag flown outside the Foreign Office because he was against voting for legalising gay marriage. Well, guess what, Phillip? You straight motherfucker. You're very lucky that you're the majority, aren't you? Because if the boot was on the other foot and you were gay, how would you feel being denied for many years to get married? When it says in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that we all have the right to a private life and a personal life, which means having kids and cohabitating with who the hell we want to regardless of gender. So not only is this cretin, scumbag, homophobic, which is a disgrace in itself, and he should be sacked, but he is also lying to us. We need to know accountability as to where this money has gone. You don't just lose an unaccounted for amount of £60 billion. £60 billion. Now, guys, the issue is, where has this money gone? The issue is black budget. The black budget is a budget which we are not aware of, which are made for clandestine operations. For example, funding ISIS, setting up terror camps, training ISIS, the Iraq War. Where do you think this money came out? It came out of the black budget because there is a budget which is so secret that they are using through our money to do this fuckery, the war in Syria. Now, guys, if you didn't know, the Iraq War officially cost the American government £814.6 billion. Now, that is the official figure, so you can double that. And imagine how much we paid for that. Oh, but we can't find any statistics on that. The reason why we're in austerity is because we've been taking part in the most ungodly, unconstitutional, illegal wars, such as Syria, such as Libya, such as Afghanistan. No wonder we've got no money, and now we're struggling. And now there's a deficit. There's a black hole. There's a huge black hole. And we have been made to think that it's people on benefits. People who are on benefits. It's housing benefit to why this country's a mess. Oh, Labour did it. Oh, no. Oh, no. The black budget is to blame for this. Money being taken from us taxpayers without being consulted. Money that's unaccounted for. And this proves that the black budget does exist. We need to demand accountability from these motherfuckers who are just robbing us blind. Making us hate those who don't work. Making us hate refugees. When these people are living in luxury. How about they take the hit? How about their salary gets cut? How about they don't get any expenses? How about they're made to live how we live? And how about the Queen's Buckingham Palace gets turned into flats for all those who have got nothing? I'm absolutely sick of the government turning us against each other. People, wake up. We're being fucked over by the government once again. The Tories have done nothing for us. They have made our lives worse. And now they can't even account for £16 billion. I can understand if it was a tenner. Come on, guys. It's basic maths. Phillip Hammond, you fool. You know nothing. You are unqualified and you should be imprisoned for this gross negligence failure. One word, guys, black budget. Now, thank you very much for listening to this, and please let me know what you think in your comments below. Now, if you want to find me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, all lined up Brixton30. On Facebook, there are new original content videos. And I'm sorry, guys, that I sound so mad, but I just can't believe that this is happening. I cannot believe that we are being fucked over by these cunts. Oh, yes, I said the word cunts. Thank you very much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe.